Welcome to another edition, a post-game edition of Buc What You Heard. My name is Gene, aka Super Heavyweight. You can reach me on Twitter, and as you see at the bottom of my signature here, you can reach me at Super Heavyweight. Love to talk football, and as far as that goes, let's get right down to it. Tampa Bay Buccaneers won their first game of the season. Jameis Winston got his first game of the season, and it's just so exciting to see the Bucs have improved from the showing that they gave us last week. Jameis Winston, 14 for 21 and 207 yards passing. He ran for two first downs, and he also ran for a touchdown. And this was night and day from last week. This is the Buccaneers team I expected to see last week. Uh, and as I mentioned last week, I was very disappointed. I was I was embarrassed by the way the Bucs played last week. But you know what? We're going to leave that game in the past, and we'll talk about this game right here. What I saw today was a team that played as a team. They came together. They realized that, hey, we just got embarrassed. We can't let this happen again. They went out and they really executed. Uh, this team is still pretty new coming together, not making excuses. We're all professionals, and they're all professionals, and they should play to a higher level. But you know what? It is what it is. I do expect to see continued improvement. I love what I saw today, um, especially on the defensive side. The defensive side, my hats off to you guys. They did a great job. They definitely showed up for this game, and they made Drew Brees very uncomfortable in the pocket, and they made it difficult for him to make plays, especially in the first half when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers really jumped out on the New Orleans Saints. Excuse me. So I'm really excited. Doug Martin looked really good. 21 carries for 78 yards, and one guy I definitely want to give props to. This dude showed up for the game. He was a soldier. He took a hard hit, and that was Lewis Murphy. Lewis Murphy took a shot running across the middle, and he got up. And a few plays later, he scores a touchdown. I like what I saw from him. I'm really happy to have this guy on the team, and it's really exciting to see what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are doing. Actually, I'm sorry, I take that back. Vincent Jackson scored that touchdown, and Lewis Murphy he ended up with 3 catches for 82 yards. I do apologize about that. But you know what? The thing is, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got after Drew Brees. They made it difficult for him. And all the naysayers who question the Tampa 2, this is how it should be working. But I still saw at the beginning of the game, I saw a few missed assignments, people staying in their lane, people playing their position and nothing else. And I think that Lovie Smith will be able to correct that and help us to create this winning momentum going into Houston away game against the Houston Texans. So um, something really exciting. Another player that I was really excited with is Kyle Brenza. This guy, he hit a 55-yard kick, and he was rock solid. He missed one, but he came back and he hit a 35-yard kick, and he's doing his thing, man. And I'm really happy to have him on the team. I definitely believe he is an added addition to this team, and definitely something that we needed. So hats off to him. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are really looking good. I just kind of wanted to jump on here, and talk a little about what I saw. I haven't got a chance to look at the game film, but as soon as the game film becomes available on Game Pass, I'll definitely get on there and take a look at what we have here. And interestingly enough, I hate the comparison thing. I know that just like Gerald McCoy and Ndamukong Suh are joined at the hip because they were drafted right next to each other. You have Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota who are joined at the hip because they were drafted right next to each other. Now, with that being said, there was a lot of talk from people who follow the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I won't say fans, but people who follow the Buccaneers, that said that the Buccaneers should have gotten Marcus Mariota. Yeah, that's all well and fine. You can say that, but the fact still remains he's not coming here. Okay. So what we need to do is move on and rally around the quarterback that we have. Jameis Winston didn't do a bad job. 207 yards. He ran for a touchdown. As a matter of fact, I don't know if this kind of jumps out at me. Uh, Back during the combine, Jameis Winston ran something like a 5 something in the 40, and Mariota had this, I think, what, a 4.5, 4.4, something like that. And from the combine all the way up till training camp, that's all I really heard about was how much better Mariota was. He makes plays with his legs, and he does this, he does that. But what I saw today was, and last week as well, was Jameis Winston running for a touchdown and extending plays twice for first downs, and he got the job done. You know, keep in mind these two guys are rookies, but at the same time, they're two different players. You can't compare them. One got drafted before the other one, and that's all there is. They really shouldn't be mentioned in the same sentence because you have two totally different offenses, two totally different coaching philosophies. So, what we have to do as Buccaneer fans, we have to rally behind Jameis Winston. And keep in mind, he's going to have some bad games. He had a good game. Yeah, he may have had that fumble, but he was fighting to extend the play. Now, with that being said, as we move forward, this is our guy, whether you like him or not, whether you like his personal life or not. This guy is trying to turn things around. It kind of reminds me of Tyrann Mathieu. They call him the Honey Badger from LSU. Had all the personal issues off the field. I live here in Arizona. And I can tell you for a fact, this guy's turned his life around. This guy is working in the community. This guy is an example for all the rookies and young people that are coming into the Cardinals organization. So, people can change. Whether you like him or not, people can change. And, that's what we need to look at. And the fact that he is our quarterback, we do need to rally behind him, as I mentioned before. Now, with that being said, I thought that another player that I haven't really gotten to mention, but I really wanted to drop his name as well, Jack Smith. Guy got 3 sacks today on Drew Brees of all people, and he was what we were looking for on that front four. He is what we're looking for as a guy that can get after the quarterback, and that's exactly what he did. And as far as I'm concerned, and on our defense, I thought that he really played well. So, I look for bigger things from him. Quan Alexander, another guy that really played well today. Still a rookie, still learning the play calling for the defense, but he's a guy that we have to rally behind as well. And I really think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are moving in the right direction. It's good to go from a loss and come back and rebound and play as well as you did and get that win. I know a lot of people are not totally convinced that the Buccaneers are changing, but if this was last year, the Buccaneers don't win this game. I guarantee you the Buccaneers do not. They don't even come close to winning this game. So what we're seeing right now is added improvement from last season. I think we hit a flat spot on Monday or last week, but as the season progresses, barring injuries, I think this team will start to gel, and you will start to see a lot more out of them. Uh, I expect to see a lot more from our defensive tackles, Clint McDonald, McDaniel, and Golston. Just a lot of the players that that are on this team to really make a contribution. And I really can't. I really should just kind of leave it at that because I haven't watched the game film. But what I will say is this: look for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to give a lot of teams problems. Case in point, the Dallas Cowboys. They just lost Tony Romo to a shoulder injury, and we don't know how long that will be. Will they be the same team when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers face them as what we saw last week? Will they be that team? I'm looking at the Philadelphia Eagles. Are they gelling with all the new pieces that they have in place? Is their defense going to be able to stop the run or the pass? You know, there's just a lot of unanswered questions as we are only in week 2. So this remains to be seen how the this NFL season will progress. But hopefully, Lovey Smith can take the positives and look at the negatives and get us to that next step to where we win another game, because we're definitely in contention as of right now for division championship, having won a division game. We beat a team that we haven't beaten 7 tries, and that right there speaks volumes. So I really do believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the verge of changing things around, and we'll be able to talk in depth later on this week when my special guest will be Peter Blake, uh, who will be talking with me about what he saw in the game and what he expects to see in this away game versus the Houston Texans. So that's it for me. I just wanted to step in for a few minutes and talk about what I thought about the game. I'm super excited. I'm pumped that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have finally beat the New Orleans Saints. And you know what? We've got nothing but good things ahead of us as long as we can stay healthy. I think that this team will continue to improve. I think that that game last week was a wake-up call that nothing is promised in the NFL and you have to go out and work for it and earn it. So let's hope that Lovey Smith can get this team motivated to get a win here on in Houston and further our record to 2-1. So that's pretty much it for me. My name is Gene, aka Super Heavyweight. Please hit me up. I'd love to get your comments. You don't like the show, that's cool. Mark it down, you don't like it. But if you love it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up on YouTube. I really appreciate you watching the video. Everybody have a good one. Look for my next video with my man Peter Blake, and we'll be definitely breaking this game down a little bit more and talking a little bit more in depth about it. But as for right now, thank you, and everybody have a good night.